here's a bucket of slop for your supper then.
Thank you. Sometimes I had happy dreams about school, which I loved, and my beloved teacher, Mrs. Fern Mollendroft.
Oh, you're so elite.
So here we are. I'm on the road. Let me turn down the Prairie Home Companion here, or whatever it is.
Well colored for every crimson.
I left on Saturday about noon from New York, from my home in Sing Sing City, and I made it as far as Mercer, Pennsylvania, which is about maybe 15 miles east of the Ohio state line. So today I'll be driving into Ohio. I'm going to try to make it to Memphis, but if I start to get tired, I'm going to stop probably at Louisville. I expect that I could get to Louisville by about 6 o'clock tonight. It's now 10:15, as you just saw. And if I do what I did yesterday, I was driving 2 hours on, a half hour off, although the first 4 hours I did straight. But you know, there's a lot of traffic and trucks particularly. I'm on I-80 right now. And it just makes more sense to try to, you know, not be too fatigued while you drive and keep your reflexes up. So you get there when you get there. You know, you drive safely, and whatever follows from that is what follows. And so that's when I'll be getting to the Nader headquarters in Austin, Texas. And see, we see Smokey's out today. I don't know if you can see him. Try to drive. Okay, that's that. Ohio. I stopped at the rest stop here. And I picked up this little booklet. Ohio Defined. Has all kinds of cool stuff in it. Statewide agencies, voting. Ohio presidents, which include William Henry Harrison, Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford Hayes, James Garfield. A lot of them died young. Benjamin Harrison, William McKinley, William H. Taft, and Warren G. Harding. I have a friend. I had a friend, he passed away about 10 years ago actually, who's was named after Warren G. Harding. You might know him as Sonny Chirac. So, all right, we're going to hit the road. Let's try to make some good time today. Like I said, we're going to try to get to Nashville today, but it's looking probably,
to Captain
I think
McQueeg's
Louisville's
office, where a
reasonable
beautiful woman
estimate.
was waiting just outside his door. Cool them off there. You're lucky I didn't fill you with daylight, you big palooka. Come on, get it. Get it. Who are you and what were you doing at that window? Come on, hands before. We got to the airport just as the pilot was tossing a duffel bag in the back seat of a Volvo station wagon. Hey, come back here. I had to shoot out a couple of perfectly good snow tires. Okay, out of the car there, mister. Put your hands up on the roof. They're spread.
Let me tell you what this is about, Mr. Noir.
Yeah, I'll give you a boot if you remember, huh? Go back to Saskatchewan, won't you, and take your bacon with you and your pharmaceuticals and your Zamboni, or I'll be fitting you for a Chicago overcoat.
What, a Chicago overcoat?
Some coffee. We drove up the hill towards Spirit Mountain, and on the way, sure enough, we met cars swerving all over the road, driven by senior citizens. We got to the top of Spirit Mountain, and sure enough, the place was packed with geezers. Geezers, wall to wall. Elderly people in tie-dye with Grateful Dead stickers on their walkers.
I get by with a little help from Depends.
Old people walking around stoned under this.
All trying to whack the puck into one or the other of the nets seems to the uninitiated viewer a very approximate operation. operation. Something like trying to knit while wearing boxing gloves. All burned over ground, in the scrub and scrap, in those awful, swampy, bug-infested thickets. They are not plentiful. Sometimes it takes an hour of hard labor, picking the lows.
So jealously that popes threaten
The
to
radio station I was
excommunicate
just
anyone
listening
copying
to
it.
just identified itself.
But is this
It's,
piece that we call Allegri's
WKSU,
Miserere
which
really
is Kent
Allegri's?
State University. I'm sitting here thinking Ford did in Ohio as I drive through Ohio. I guess I'm dating myself, and turns out that the voice of Kent State University is what's been on my radio with this prairie.
Second half of a Prairie Home Companion here at
The Prairie Home
Duluth
Companion. They're talking about Duluth.
Convention.
2 days now I'm hearing Duluth on the radio.
If you want to remain
Okay.
standing.
And it's going up, and meanwhile you're trying to land this enormous fighting fish.
That is the Kent State radio station.
Heading this way. And meanwhile,
This
there's a VW van that got
is the Kent State exit. So there you go, you got a visual. Does anybody know what the hell that means? Out of Columbus, Ohio right now. It stopped raining finally. It's been raining for a while, which is why I didn't videotape anything because I had to concentrate on driving. But it looks like it might brighten up a little. So I'll give you a little vision of a little trip on the road. There's a big-ass truck. Looks like it's transporting horses or something, cattle. the way, was the Dixie Chicks, those peaceniks. Spoke out early on against the war in Iraq. There you saw it. We're 31 miles from Columbus, Ohio. This guy, I think his name is Harry Shearer. The program is called Let's Show. It was very funny and also very...
well, you know what? Time for just one more cute thing. Dateline Jakarta, Indonesia. The United States can work with former military chief Wiranto if he wins the Indonesian presidency, despite his indictment for crimes against humanity. That's according to U.S. Ambassador Ralph Boyce. Boyce told reporters, we can work with anybody that comes out of a free election process. I guess except for Aristide. He didn't say that. We're not involved in selecting individual candidates, supporting or opposing individual candidates. It's the election process that we care about deeply, and it seems to be going very well.
Okay, that guy was
The email
pretty
address
good.
for this broadcast is lemail. I'm laughing at something else, of course. Lemail, L-E-M-A-I-L, at interworld.net. Le Show Internet Services by Steve Mack. Le Show playlists usually available at the newly refurbished HarryShearer.com, where the database is now searchable, whatever the hell that means. And our thanks, as usual, when we're in New Orleans, for the ineffable services of Mr. Bob Dunn, without whom it need not be said. The show comes to you from Century of Progress Productions and originates through the facilities of KCRW Santa Monica, a community recognized around the world as the home of the homeless. From the French Quarter in New Orleans, so long.
Called Augie's. After Augie's closed in 1998, two former bartenders, Paul Stash and Frank Christopher, bought the place. They remodeled extensively, put in a stage where the old kitchen was, and in April of 1999 opened Smoke.
Suddenly got very flat. I'm about 95 miles from Cincinnati, and you just saw 200 miles from Louisville, which is where I'm going to stay tonight. Now it's starting to look like the Midwest, ain't it? Farms all along the road now since I left Columbus, and even coming in. But it seems here, it looks, like I said, it looks more like the Midwest. I mean, just farmland to the horizon, some still some trees breaking it up here. And it's not like Nebraska or Indiana, but it's pretty flat. This is a rest stop in Ohio on 71, about 65 miles north of Cincinnati. Here's one of the farms we were shooting out the window. What the hell is that telling me? There's the old man. I'm sort of in the shadow of Riverfront Stadium. This is called Cove Park where we are. There's the Mississippi. Across the river is Newport, Kentucky. And that's I'm on my way through there. I believe that's the stadium. This is downtown Cincinnati. I just went through, there's a lot of old buildings that were restored like this. We're not far from the waterfront. I'm getting back on 71 South and I'm heading to Louisville. There's a shot of downtown, some of the bigger buildings. I guess we're crossing the old man and going into Kentucky. There it is. We're on the flats before of Ohio, the prairie actually. They had a prairie restoration project going on. Now we're in the hills of Kentucky. And we're on our way to Louisville. I just saw a sign that said site of fatal bus crash, May 14th, 1988. I had to look into that. I don't know what that was. I'm still in Kentucky on 71 South heading towards Louisville. I'm about 40 miles north of Louisville.
Evidence is accumulating.
This is the same guy that I played earlier. He's now doing a spoof, I think, on Gary Null. They said in addition to everything else, he's also a forensic broadcaster.
The people who liked what they saw on television had healthier immune systems compared to the grumpy Gusses that watched more in sorrow than in pleasure. Will this someday lead to a world where you can sue the networks if you develop acute pleuropathy? I don't know. Maybe I should go back to law school.
You're listening to the Health File with Dr. Manfred Weichner. Dr. Weichner welcomes mail from listeners. But healthfile.com is currently being blocked by some internet spam filters. Once again, Dr. Weitzner.
Thanks, Tim, and we do want to take just the merest moment to say that Tim's book, Announcing for Dummies, is currently available in paper.
Well, I'm gonna just keep traveling. See what's waiting on around the bend. Way down the road.
There it is, Microtel, blue sign. That's the place. Thanks, by the way, honey. But there it is. I'll show you my room when I get inside. I'm in 107.
With him, I've known Ralph Nader for 30 years. I've respected many of the things that he's accomplished through those years, and there are some great accomplishments. And I did talk to him sometime last year, so then I've had a conversation with him on the phone subsequent to that. So I've stayed in touch. My hope is that over the course of this campaign, as I lay out the agenda as I have today, and as I continue to go around the country and talk about what we can do with respect to energy independence, the environment, corporate responsibility, trade, etc., I believe that I can hopefully speak to the people who in the 2000 election felt a need to support Ralph Nader, and to make it clear that this time there is not a need, and not only is there not a need, but it could be counterproductive to the very things that they want to achieve. So I hope that by September or so, if I do my job properly, Ralph Nader's candidacy will not be necessary. And that's my intention. So we'll see where we are at that point in time. But I certainly respect him and hope that he will see in the end that we have a common interest here. Anybody else?
That's Friday C-SPAN. I'm taping it Sunday night.
Size and still features the initial tax grant on the front and the U.S. capital on the back. New $50 bills and
Well, I'm on the road out of Louisville.
The founder of Danville's Pioneer
And it appears that I'm going to have to go to San Antonio. That's where I'm needed now. So I'm going to try to drive all the way to Nashville today. I got off late because I had to go play currency. But now that I'm on the road, it's 12 o'clock. And see if I can make it to Nashville. Well, I know I can make it to Nashville. I'm going to try to go all the way down to that other place, the next destination. I'll tell you what that is in a minute. It's Memphis. I'm going to try to make it all the way to Memphis. Okay. Talk to you later. Okay, now that I've got my wits about me, such as they are, the first stop today is Nashville, which will be about 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's about 175 miles south of where I left from Louisville. And then I'm going to try to push as close as I can get to Memphis. Memphis is about 300 and some odd miles south of Nashville, so it'll be like a 6-hour drive or thereabouts. You know, if I can hang till 9, 10 o'clock tonight, figuring a little time for, you know, pit stops and grabbing a snack here and there, then I'll be in Memphis tonight. From there, Texas is a day's drive. And the game plan apparently is for me to go to Nader headquarters in Austin first, to meet with some folks from there, Lucretia and 1 or 2 others, and then to go to San Antonio. Presumably that would be Wednesday morning, and I would start working there until the work is done. going to try to get a computer tonight wherever I end up staying, which may be one reason that I'll get off the road a little early so I have my pick of hotels. And if I can get on the internet, there's a little bit of organizing work I want to try to get done now that I'm specific to the location I'll be working out of and some of the tasks that need to be done. So, there's a quick look at the area south of Louisville. It's on I-65. We'll be crossing into the flat prairie lands in a little while, and when we get there, I'll give you a good shot of that. Peace out. More interesting things over the last couple days, which I didn't mention, but it's now been remedied, was the fact that I didn't bring nearly enough money with me. So for a good part of yesterday, I was driving with about $18 in my pocket. I was lucky that I could call home and have someone call a credit card in for a room. So I had a place to sleep. And then I was also lucky in that this morning I was able to call and have them wire money to me. So I now have money. It's a little eerie traveling with less money than the cost of a tire repair in your pocket. With no idea where you're going to stay. But it needs to be done. And things are better now. Well, I'm not sure if it came out, but I just passed a sign for Maker's Mark Distillery. I tried to grab it.